Yes, Vincent, it's quite exceptional to hear about all the new technology Mali is working on. And again, I think that emphasizes what this conference is all about. We should look into the future as to what is going on and adapt to new technologies, new energies, and be able to work on those components. Because it is imminent, it's coming, we need to get ourselves ready for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just before I introduce our last speaker, before we take the break, I know we are a bit over time, but I think the information we're getting is so pertinent that it's worthwhile, for sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure, to introduce to you Mr. Omar Ricardo Chiayep, all the way from Brazil. He represents Mobilitina, he represents Kunarum, and also Work Vice President. He's a man of great stature and well-traveled. He also are spreading the word of work all over the world, because he's a great traveler as well. I don't think there isn't a place in the world he haven't yet been. If there is, then it will be a surprise to me. But nonetheless, Mr. Chiayep, the floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Everybody's listening? Yes? Gentlemen, my topic today is talking a little bit about disruption. And I'm here to shake you up a little bit and trying to bring some issues into your consideration that we usually don't pay attention to because we are very busy on our day-to-day activities. But basically, which one is the button? Sorry, this? The white one below? No, right. Okay. Yeah. So this is the subject we are going to talk today. You know, many things are changing, and they are changing very fast. So we call disruption to this type of thing that makes everything go different as we were used to in the past. So I will take you along a small, fast trip. I'm here to shock you, so that I can take 5 minutes to do that. And I would like to see if you can remember, most of you probably remember very well, how was life 25 years ago? 1994, many things were happening. At the time, we had a phone. I had one like this. It was stolen from my hand in Sao Paulo one day in 1994. It was a Motorola StarTAC. They were heavy. They had an aerial, and you had to go places to see if you could get away. And did you know the most surprising thing? It was used to make phone calls. Quora had just been founded, and the name was Backrub. Who knows what is that? You know what Quora is? Anybody heard about Quora? Quora is the first name that had Google at the beginning. And that was in 1994. And fax machines were the most trendy, the latest technologies. I was so happy. I was sending fax to everybody. And then I was calling and say, hey, I sent you a fax. Did you get it? So that's it. And that was in 1994. You remember, I just brought this picture because I think it should be familiar to you. Anybody knew what was an algorithm back there in 1994? Nobody was talking about those things. And none of these things too. Well, you can read it, but it's 3D printing, IoT, AI, virtual reality, solar panels, fuel cells, autonomous vehicles, or whatever. So all these things happened in the last 25 years. And if you remember, what were we doing when it was raining on a Saturday evening? We were going to Blockbuster to get a video, passing by to buy a pizza, and then we were enjoying all that at home. Now, Blockbuster doesn't exist any longer. And we don't go to any place to buy a pizza because there are delivery systems. We go by our phone. So I assume you remember when we were going to the bank and making a huge line to pay bills. I do that from my phone. Yesterday I paid a bill here in South Africa from my bank for a bill that my son sent me from Belgium. And I did that just by putting my code. So no more long lines at the bank today. I don't know if you remember, but we were using the operators for long distance calls. I would like, oh, you have to wait for 1 hour, 2 hours. That's what was happening at the time. And what I would like you to take into consideration is that we have today apps that can make calculations, they can process in mere seconds what perhaps would take a human being a whole life to calculate. So things are accelerating at a very fast pace, and we need to think about some things. It was a funny coincidence that Frank talked about IBM Watson, but that's true. You know that you can be, soon, you will be, if you are a doctor in the United States, you might be accused of malpractice if you don't take into consideration what are the opinions of IBM Watson. On a cancer study, what IBM Watson was doing was more accurate by far than a human doctor in diagnosing certain types of cancer. There is a company called Deep Knowledge from Hong Kong, I think. Yes, from Hong Kong. And today, they already have a robot sitting in their board of directors. This is true. And it was that like 1 year ago, because I used this slide from my last presentation at Automechanica Frankfurt. There is a board of the member that is a robot. Well, also algorithms are modifying our political conceptions, because two presidents, as far as I know, I think in Hungary and Italy and other places, there have been also things like that. But people that were not supposed to be running or being elected in a presidential race, they come to presidency, and that's because the algorithms are working on that. So that word that we didn't know what it was in 1994. You will laugh about that, but also algorithms are even becoming a new approach to a new type of religion. And I don't want to extend too much on that, but Yuval Harari wrote an interesting article on this. And basically, I remember when I was a kid, and my grandmother was saying to me, hey, you have to behave, because everything that you do, God sees and writes on a book. And you know what? I know it's true. The book is called Google. And they know everything exactly that I do. They know that I'm here in this moment talking to you and what I'm saying. So I need to be careful. Now, how will this affect the business of engine rebuilders? I am not an engineer. I cannot make a foreseen, but I would like to talk something, and very fast, because I want to be fast. Frank mentioned, and I agree with him, that there will be still space for us. Now, I would like you to think about something that might be funny, and, well, not funny really, but I am thinking about an engine rebuilding shop in Hiroshima on August the 1st, 1945, 7:45 p.m. a.m. in the morning, and the manager is saying, well, guys, let's go to work. We have a lot of engines to deliver today. And suddenly, things change. That means it's not that it will happen like that. We will have still a long way to go, especially with the gas possibilities that are open with the mixture of fuel, of diesel and gas. I believe that. But the the most important things that I would like to know, I would like to talk very fast about 7 things that I would like anybody who ever heard about one of these, just let me know that you have heard about the things that I'm going to talk. Because this affects us as also as human beings, not as engine rebuilders. We are engine rebuilders, but at the same time, we are human beings. And the first thing, things that I receive like 60 or 70 emails every day. I subscribe to anything that I find because I would say my hobby is researching what's going on. So I made a selection of just 7 things, but I have like 700 of those. And the first one is virtual conferences. If you get into that website, www.vela.com, anybody heard about that? No? But we can have 100 people in different countries of the world having a virtual meeting in a room like this with avatars. This is existing today, and you still can get in there, subscribe for the free trial, and for I think $200 per month, you can have a dedicated room for 20 people. So for work is something that I would like that we can discuss, because we can have a meeting like this. It looks like this. They are puppets, but each puppet represents one of us. And this is happening. Anybody heard about that? No? I will go to another thing. Anybody heard about the Mercedes-Benz Museum in Stuttgart? Yes. Okay. Bosch and Daimler, and I know there are some people from Bosch there at my table, they launched it a couple of months ago, I think, a driverless automated valet parking. Did you hear about that? Oh, good, good. Jay knows about that. You get to the museum, you leave your car, and you park it with your phone, and the car will park automatically. This is astonishing. At least in 1994, it was. Third thing, Microsoft develops personal real-size holograms. So I am here, and I am real as far as I know, but that means you could see somebody like me, exactly looking like me, and it will not be me. It will be just a hologram of me that you could use those eyeglasses, and many things will change. I can predict that by 2030, many people will travel to other countries without leaving his coach, because you can be virtually there in Paris or France, and you don't need to fly 12 hours to get there. So I just, this is a piece of information. This is where I took this. And basically, they can speak in any language. So I can use those wear glasses, and you can hear me in English, or if you choose a channel, different channel in Spanish or whatever. So this is done with a mixture of 2 key technologies. It's a mixed a mixed reality capture studio where you can mix things, and then a neural text-to-speech artificial intelligence. So these are things that we never imagined couple of years ago. Lyft robo-taxis, they are already running in Las Vegas. They made 70,000 trips. When I go to the next slide, you will say that it says 50,000 trips, but that was two months ago. I just made the figure out because they were 30,000 in January and 50,000 in April or May. So to be conservative, I wrote 70,000. So this is a fleet of 30 driverless cars that you can actually pick up in Las Vegas and go from the Paris hotel to the convention center. There are 3 companies, as far as I know, that are working with this. But Global Thermostat is one of these companies that are producing fuel from carbon dioxide. At the same time that they will be cleaning the atmosphere. If you want to write down Global Thermostat, look it in the internet. And basically what they do, they create fuel from air. provided there is carbon dioxide in the air. So I don't have the referral here, but you can trust me. And I can send you this information later. Goodyear is a company that is designing a new type of tires. These tires are good to run on the roads, and at the same time, whoops. Next time, I would use my mind to control this, because, okay, thank you. So you see, these tires are made in such a way that they bend, and they are used as rotors for the cars. This is Goodyear doing this, and you can also look it up at the web. Okay, let's go this way. No, don't worry, I will do it with the power of my mind. Where is enter? Okay, here we are. We have some blinds that they have an origami design, and you can put it in your windows, and you can generate solar energy, obviously during the day when the sun is hitting the window. And this is a solar panel that is portable and that you install in your window. And you want to know something? This is old. Because now there are some films that you put onto the glass, and you can use it as chargers there is a charger, you can collect the energy to use it at night. So, this is a nice discussion, and I would like to say that in CONAREM we established the International Institute for Mobility Studies, which you will not find in the internet because it's on the CONAREM website. But if you want to know more, as I said, I received 60 pieces of information. That is my email, and that is my WhatsApp number. So I would be very pleased if along the days, tomorrow, today, later, I could get any message from any of you wanting to know more. I can put you in a list and share with you on a weekly basis some information. So I hope that you understand that things are changing and that we have to be able to fit into that. And at the same time, work for the benefit of our businesses. Okay, that's my presentation. Thank you very much. And I hope you like it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Very informative.
The covenant. Wow. I will take
Thank you,
this.
sir.
Thank
Very
you
good.
so much, Adi.
It was beautiful.
Let's back.
Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Mr. Omar Ricardo Chia. Yep, that indeed opens our eyes as to where technology is going and is growing to, you know. So, quite interesting and quite shocking at stages as well. But with that being said, we're going to break. Can I ask, we are a bit over time, can I ask to be back about 20 past 12, is that fine?